What's up, YouTube? It's your boy K Shillings coming at you one more time with another video. This time, this video is about the Kansas versus Duke basketball game today. First look at Mr. Andrew Wiggins, and also, well, it's actually the second look as far as national TV goes. For Jabari Parker. Um, Good game, definitely a good game. Had a couple notes that I was taking while I was watching it because I really wanted to make this video about it. Um, First, let me start off with the stat line, alright? So, Wiggins ended up with 22 points and 10 rebounds, and Jabari Parker ended up with 27 points and 9 rebounds. Alright? Now, before kind of get too caught up, and keep in mind Kansas won the game, before you get too caught up in the stat lines, especially for Wiggins, the stats didn't really fully tell the story. Wiggins was very interesting because this is what I love about basketball, the hype. All right, number one high school player. First game on national TV. It was in Chicago, but the crowd was filled with Jayhawks fans everywhere. It was getting loud. Every time Andrew Wiggins did anything, it blew up. All right, I think it was his second dunk he had. Just a normal two-handed dunk or whatever on a fast break. Place went crazy. That's what you get when you have somebody who's hyped up like that to be the next great player, and you get to watch him in college first. So just a couple notes. Wiggins is obviously an incredible athlete. One of the best athletes I've seen. His second jump is so freakishly quick. So he jumps, takes a shot. Before you know it, he's millisecond. He's right back on the boards with the putback. Insane. During the flow of the game, though, you can tell at this point. I guess it's too early. He's not really the focal point of that Kansas offense. Like, they weren't even. He was kind of in the corner sometimes, especially in the first half. He didn't play a lot in the first half. That's another thing. He got in foul trouble. I didn't even realize that he had two fouls. I only saw one foul. I remember we had one foul, but he ended up having two. He set a large portion of the first half. He does need to get stronger, but it was just crazy to see. The second half, he played a lot in the post. They put him in the post quite a bit, almost for the whole, well, not the whole, but for the amount of time he was on the court, especially towards the second half of the second half, if so to speak. He was in the post for most of it. Almost like a decoy, though, because he wasn't really getting the ball. That's the thing I noticed a lot. He really did not get the ball a lot. Most of his points were like he got a couple rebounds and it was fast breaks and things like that. But to say, okay, here's the ball, create something, I don't even think it happened. All right. He did have a moment, and this is what was so crazy because the moment you can tell the dude has that it factor. Even though you look at a Jabari Parker and you see that his game is more advanced and more refined, more skilled of a player, if I was a GM, I'd still draft Wiggins ahead of him and not even think twice about it. Because Wiggins just had that it factor. So keep in mind, he's not playing that well. I don't even think he took that many shots. So all this stuff is happening. It's the end of the game. It's tied up. He gets the ball. He does like a fadeaway / step back jumper situation. Nothing but net. Crowd goes crazy. Duke takes it back down court. There's a steal. He's the first one down court. Dunk. Crowd goes crazy. And that was basically the end of the game. I mean, Duke never really recovered from that little sequence. And it happened so fast. So fast. And, it was a tie game back and forth. And then all of a sudden they're out of it just like that. It's that it factor, man. Crazy exciting. And, he had a couple dunks. He made most of it. He got to the free throw line quite a bit. It was just interesting. He had ended up with 22 points, but it was a very quiet 22 points. It didn't seem like, from watching the game, that he would have 22 points, but he did. Anyway, moving on from star number one to star number two, just a couple notes about Jabari Parker. He's very talented. He was the star of this game for most of the game. This first half alone, he had 19 points. Crazy. He hit a bunch of threes. He had this real crafty layup on the fast break that was like real nice. It was like a curl around. It was pretty awesome. he was just going off the whole game, and then he ended up fouling out towards the end, and it's just a crazy game. He kind of reminds me of Carmelo a little bit. He's not that proficient of a scorer. And then he seems like he has more of an all around game a little bit. He's not just like the scorer only. The difference is though between him and Wiggins, whereas Wiggins isn't really the focal point of that Kansas offense. So as of right now, Jabari Parker looks like he's the focal point of that Duke offense. So he was kind of getting the ball a lot, and he was going with it. Definitely played a great game. His game is more advanced. He did steal the show. Well, he did in the first half. Let's see. We got more touches. Yeah, so that's all the notes I had. So, yeah, but definitely a good game. And then even had a good game before where Michigan State went at Kentucky. And the guy, Randall, he's just a beast. That dude there, that's going to be a high draft pick as well. Michigan State did not know what to do with him, even though Michigan State did end up with the win. But definitely great college basketball. Wiggins, Parker, just crazy. I do think Wiggins, even with the fact that he didn't play that well, he just kind of had his moments throughout the game, just here and there, just kind of put it together or whatever. I do think he's going to be a special player in the NBA next year. I really do. And even though I think Jabari Parker is most likely going to have the better college season. Because I think his game is more suited for college. I think he's going to have great success in college. But I do think Wiggins is going to be the better pro. He just has that factor about him. Anyway, comment. Let me know what you think. Like the video. Subscribe to the page. There's going to be more college basketball, NBA, NFL, whatever. Hockey, whatever videos I feel like making, I'm going to upload and for you guys to see and comment. All right? Subscribe to the page. See you next time.